Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. I'm fighting Dagonoths because I'm doing Song of the Elves, and I'm going to need this Cadentine seed. I think I got that under drop rate, so no complaints. Came over to Dagonoths because that would have been a 1 in 3,000 or so from Master Farmers. And that's not very good. But that was the last difficult to get item. Already had this rune bar before, which works out. Probably could have just gotten this from a rune dragon, but not having to do that was, in fact, much more convenient. So, with that done, it's back to the quest. When we last left off with Song of the Elves, we were going to go meet Wynn over in Baxtorian Falls. To do this, we of course need a rope, or else we'll be swept down the waterfall, and that would be not helpful. And then the rope again to get down the tree, and then into the dungeon, where we get not attacked by shadow spiders, since we are level 105 or better, which is nice. Grab a key while not getting attacked by the level 45 mages. Honestly, super convenient. Still gonna get attacked by a fire giant, but that's not a huge deal. Run through here, get whacked, use the key, head on through, and here is Wynn. We saw him inside the regular dungeon, but then it teleported us to an instance of this dungeon room anyways. Interesting. We've both made it over here successfully. And it's a weird time for Wynn being back here after all this time. He was here once, a long time ago. He was one of the elves born in Baxtorian's kingdom over here in what is now Kandarin. His family was close relations to Baxtorian, and they were invited here to their waterfall. Wouldn't have been a dungeon at that point, more like a home a few times. Those were better days. After Baxtorian left to try to retake Prifness, and his parents joined him, they never returned, and he was left alone and afraid. This whole Elven Civil War has been just an absolute disaster. It is time to finish this. But first, we need to figure out if Baxtorian has left behind anything of use. He's got the book that we need, so hopefully it's got some information. Do you believe anything that Lord Ironworth said about a piece of Saren and not following Zamorak? He's not sure. It seems impossible, and yet it's probably just wishful thinking. Lord Ironworth has been an absolute disaster this entire time. Probably still lying. He's never even seen Saren. All he has is stories from his parents. And all the elves have a really strong tie to Saren. But no reason to fall for Lord Ironworth's lies. Saren is gone. So I will crack on, see what we can do. The Ode to Eternity. A poem written by a Baxtorian, all about his wife Glariel his grief and pain, how they've been sealed under the waterfall. There are 6 aspects in order to make something happen. A rune that sees the world bloom, nature rune. Grown from the seed of the tomb, a mithril seed turned to flowers. A black knife, dagger will work. The liquid of the chaotic lord, Zammy wine. A chain that will not compromise, adamant chain body. And something green which humans despise, cabbage. Bring them all here, use them, and something happens. We have the 6 items prepared in advance here. And now we just need to inspect these pillars. This is the 2nd pillar. This is the 5th pillar, not opposite the 5th. I am the 2nd, not opposite the 5th, so that one's not the 5th. Next to the 1st, opposite the 4th, not next to the 3rd, and not the 6th. So, with that information, and the order of the items in the story, we can figure out where each of these needs to be. This is all slightly random, but it's not too big of a puzzle. So, for us, the order of items is flowers here. Disappear in a puff of smoke. Nature rune here. Wine of Zamorak right here. Do not eat the cabbage right here. The black dagger. And lastly, the adamant chain body. And rumbling happens. And it releases Backstorian from his statue. Galariel, who are you? I am Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man Arctic, and this is Arianwin. He remembers that name. And he's sorry about his family. Don't worry about it. He's no king anymore. Galariel, any news? She's gone. It was always a lot to hope for that they'd be reunited. But we've moved her remains over here to be closer to you. And that means a lot. It's good to see some humans still see elves as friends. He's spent long enough here so we can travel back to Leia, where you can also meet your grandson, Islwyn. So Eldest had a child. Does she still live as well? No. No father should outlive their child. We should head back now. There's too much sadness here. We must tell him everything that's happened in his absence. Back to Leia. You'll have to make your own way back, I'm afraid. Me. No problem. I really feel like they could have teleported me too, but whatever. That is why I have prepared a teleport crystal. Super, super useful to have. There is a point where it becomes impossible to recharge these for a little bit, so I'm going to have to make sure that that doesn't happen. But for the time being, here is everybody. Here's Elenid. See if she can recharge Nope, not right now. We still have 2 teleports. It's probably fine. And win. In the time it took us to teleport back over here, they've already told backstory and everything. And everyone's here for the meeting. Also, we missed out on Islwyn being his grandfather. He might have cried a little bit. In your dreams, Illidan. We're all happy he's back, but let's not get distracted. So what does he have to say? He's underneath this guy right now. It's been a long time since he's been the leader of a meeting like this. Much has changed. But there is new information, especially for all of us, from Lord Iorwerth. Vaxorian does not believe the claims about Saren, but is a little more open to the possibility of breaking the seals in the Grand Library. He doesn't know what the seals hide, but he does know that they could be broken. He was very much trusted by Saren, but she never told him what the seals' knowledge was, but that they could be destroyed. Follow the light to access her knowledge. It's not really much to go on, but it's at least something. If the seals can be destroyed, then in theory, Lord Iorwerth could have spoken at least some of the truth. But how would you even access the Grand Library? There might still be a way. Prifness may have been reverted to seed, but it does still exist within that seed. We can't restore the city. Lord Iorwerth would instantly take it. So Prifness must remain as it is, although we can still enter it. Enter the crystal. Impossible. But if the crystal seed contains the entire city, it's not the same as the seeds made for weapons and armor and such. The seed contains Prifness, but it's not itself the city. Kind of like a box. And if we can enter the box, we can enter Prifness and the library. Not going to be straightforward, though. Is it ever? We'll need a special potion to enter a crystal seed, and we'll need to be able to bypass the defenses. Potions? Elena can do that. And the rest of us can work on the defenses. We should meet her by the pond to help her with the potion. And everyone else leaves the meeting. So let's go talk to Elena. She is over here, next to the pond, and a completely not conspicuous farming patch. We'll get to that. Backstory, pretty interesting, isn't he? He's a bit lost. Lost in time. Lost in space. He missed out on a lot by freezing himself in a statue over there. But hopefully, it'll all have been worth it. A broken man. In short, he's lost everything he cares about, with nothing left to live for. He still has some stuff, like Islwyn and putting an end to this war. Only time will tell, though. So let's get started with this potion. We'll need an Elder Cadentine herb. Should be able to get that from a normal Cadentine. Just need to prepare the patch differently. We can use this farming patch here. Wow. Go fetch a Cadentine seed and a seed dibber. I've got the seed here. And she's prepared the patch. So we can get started right away. Do need a seed dibber though. Conveniently, there is a tool storage leprechaun right here next to the fruit tree patch. Less conveniently, there's a bank pin. Alright, there's the seed dibber. Oh boy. Go back to the farm patch. Use the cantine seed right now. And now, we'll wait for that to grow. So we should go talk to Aaron and Backstorian in the meantime. Probably go put the seed dibber away too. Probably don't need that. We've already dibbed. And that's done. Let us see what the next bit we need to do is. We got the herb planted. We're just waiting for it to grow. So anything we can do in the meantime. Aaron and Backstorian have been looking at the defenses of the crystal seed. The seed itself lies in the middle of the clearing where the city once stood. The only thing left standing is the walls. No ordinary walls, though. Reinforced by enchantments for protection during the God Wars. Lord Iworth claims the land where the city once was, and he's manipulated the defenses to only let his allies enter. So to get past them, we need to figure out how that enchantment works. And to do that, we need a master of the magical arts. The 8 clans of the Elves still exist, and we need to find the leaders. The Iworth clan, we already know about. Traitorous clan of assassins and slayers. And these guys here are from the Kadarn clan, warriors. The other ones we're going to be less familiar with. One is key, though. MacLeod, the clan of mystics. They created the Prifddinas defenses in the first place, so they should know how to overcome them. And we should find the leader of the MacLeod clan, Lord HCUIM MacLeod himself. And where is he be? After Prifddinas was reverted to seed, all the other clan leaders went into hiding. But they did leave Backstorian some clues on how to find them. MacLeod is priority, but we probably should find all the other leaders too. So while we were out planting a seed, they've been deciphering the clues on how to find the clan leaders. He's figured out MacLeod's and Treheron's. They will keep working on the clues while we go out and deal with it and find all the leaders. To find Lord MacLeod, the Elven Crystal will lead you to me. Anything else? They're the clan of mystics, so probably going to be some magic involved. And also, we have the crystal that presumably is going to be leading us to him. And also, Lady Treheron. I will journey south from the well. They're a clan of smiths and miners, so we'll probably need smithing and mining to find her. Alright. So we need some more items, as per usual. Going to keep a close eye on my teleport crystal charges, so I can continue to get back here without having to run through the entire forest here. Right back. First up, we're gonna go find Lady Traherne. She said she would journey south from the well. And by that, she meant the Well of Voyage right here. And here we have a blocked crevice we can mine through with our trusty bronze pickaxe that we picked up in Lumbridge. And inside, we find an elderly elf just standing around. A strange exoskeleton made of runite, which needs repairing. And that is what the rune bar is for. Just hammer away on this elderly person. They were not expecting a human to wake them up. But Backstorian sent me. We need your help in the fight against Lord Iworth. Backstorian lives and is working with a human? Very odd. But since we managed to repair her exoskeleton, we've got impressive abilities, for a human at least. Very strange times. Backstorian is over in Leia, south of here, so she will head over that way. There's a lot that she needs to catch up on. And once again, the NPC's running off ahead. That's alright. So now, we need to find Lord MacLeod. We've got this crystal seed, which should show us the way. It's inactive. It needs to be enchanted before it will do anything. Helpful. Eluned can help us with that. But also, get our crystal teleport seed re-enchanted. Very helpful. But how would you like to enchant a different crystal seed? We're being very helpful. She appreciates it. And this seed that I got from Backstorian, I think it needs enchanted. So she will see what she can do. Enchanting. Magical. Be careful. She doesn't know what this is going to do. Alright. And we're not going to be very careful. We're just going to go for it. It teleports us to the Enchanted Valley, where we meet a mysterious figure, enjoying the beauty of the Enchanted Valley. You Lord MacLeod? Why do you ask? Backstorian sent me. I used a crystal that's supposed to bring me to Lord MacLeod, and now I'm here, and you're here. This valley before us, how would you describe it? Peaceful. A welcome break from the Elven Civil War. So you are Lord MacLeod? Indeed. Backstorian sent us, so it's time for him to leave this place. Travel to Leia in the forests of Isfidar. Then he shall go at once. And he'll also teleport us back. Super convenient. Appreciate it. Very cool. Alright. We've found both of them. And they're now hanging out around here. Somewhere. Lord MacLeod's here at least. I'm sure Lady Traherne's somewhere around. Now, we should go and see how our Catentine's doing. We can do that. Gonna be right over now with the pond and Elena. It's looking very impressive. Patch is fully grown. Grew perfectly. Let's get a harvest. So she's going to harvest for us. Thank you. What else do we need for the potion? We need crystal dust. Hopefully, Arian Wynn or Baxterian have some for us. Then we just put it all in a vial, just like normal. And there is our Elder Cadentine. Very fancy. And magical. Put that in a vial of water. Elder Cadentine potion unfinished. And now we just need the crystal dust. We've got an old crystal here we could use. We just need to grind it up. Old crystal. Grind it up. Crystal dust. And there we go. An inversion potion. I've made the potion. Let's call the others together and discuss our plan for the Grand Library. Alright. We have everything we need to enter the crystal seed containing Prifddinas. We can bypass the defenses thanks to the help of Lord MacLeod and Lady Traherne. He can use his magic to teleport us through the defenses into the crystal. He can only send one person, though. The inversion potion will make sure we survive the journey. And clearly, we are going to be the one sent inside. We have the skills needed and the experience with this kind of thing. But of course, HCUIM still has his concerns about this plan. Are we really worthy to unlock Saren's hidden knowledge? Because we're a human? Really, should be an elf, right? Were you there when Saren made those seals? No. Then how do you know what she intended? I just think... Don't think. Stop. Just stop it. We are incredibly capable. We got this. No one disagrees except for him. So, here we are. We will talk to Lord MacLeod when we are ready. He's right over there, ready to teleport us inside of a crystal. But we are not ready for that. Once we get into the crystal, into the library, one thing in particular is going to be stopping us from doing this the best we possibly can. And that is the massive amount of running we're about to need to do. So I want to get my stamina potions. And so, we need to get into the looting bag once again. We've got enough space for all the items in the inventory right now, which is always a good thing. Step out in the wilderness, destroy the looting bag, drop tons and tons of stuff on the ground, quickly pick it up and hope nobody shows up. So far this has not been a giant disaster, but it's gonna happen someday, I know. Not today though. For today, we're okay. Just going to run back past all of our things that we dropped on the ground. Go get another looting bag. And then it's to the library. Alright, here we go. Stamina potions. Galore. Talk to Lord MacLeod. He will send us to the Grand Library of Prifddinas. We'll be the first to step foot there for hundreds of years. So what do we need to do once we're there? Lord Iworth broke one of the 9 seals of Saren, so we should find this seal and see what knowledge he discovered. And then we should seek out the other 8 seals, trying to break them as well. The knowledge we find may be the key to fight back the darkness. To break the seals, we need to follow the light. Not a lot to go on, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully we survive this journey. The laws that this land abide by may not apply in the library. What do you mean by that? It's been reverted to crystal. That which is impossible out here might be normal in there. We should be careful. Any items left in the library will be lost. So, don't drop anything. Instance area. Here we go. And here we are. We've got books flying around, bookshelves all over the place, pillars of light, crystal dispenser. Just a massive place. The lights change colors through the pillars. And here is the seal that has been broken. The seal of the Forgotten. And here is not Saren, just a fragment of her. A memory of something far greater. A guardian of the knowledge that she left behind. And I seek this knowledge to fight against Lord Iworth. The memory doesn't care why we want the knowledge. They're just here to give that knowledge to anyone that opens the seals. The seals guard the truth. The seal has been broken. The knowledge is now open to all. And the bit of knowledge behind this seal was that Saren had a piece of guilt. Part of her trapped and alone. Darkness was part of her being. And it's been sealed away in the Temple of Light. The protections on the temple should keep her contained. But if not, there's one final safeguard. A prison within a prison. The key to that second prison is an orb of light. Could have destroyed this orb to seal away the dark forever. But instead, she just hid the orb away. It is at the shrine of Gorla. With that orb, the dark fragment can be freed or destroyed. So Lord Iworth did speak the truth. There is a part of Saren in the Temple of Light. A dark portion of some description. If we want more of the story, though, the other seals must be broken. We should start with the Seal of Ithel to the southeast. The light will guide the way. And by that, we need to do a light puzzle. Throughout this entire massive library, we got light beams and pillars and everything you could dream of. If we search this pillar of light, there's a mirror. We got mirrors that can be moved, mirrors that can't be moved. So, we start right here. The first direction we need to go is right down this light pillar over to here. For this first one, we don't need a whole bunch of extra bits. We just need to rotate a bunch of mirrors. Some of these can only be rotated in certain directions, so it's just a bit of trying to get this over to the other side of the room to the seal. The start's very simple, but it gets more complicated later. We turn the final mirror, and it smashes straight through the seal. Let's see what new information we can get from this memory. We're starting all the way back from the start here, when Saren first encountered elves on their homeworld of Tardadan. She felt like she finally found her purpose. They fell in love with each other, like an inseparable bond. Saren helped them, guided them, and they embraced this connection. One of their mystics, Kwan, documented the teachings in a great book called the Serdid. It's the start of something beautiful. There's pain in that beauty, as she soon came to realize. And it's the last of the knowledge here. Next up, we should seek the Seal of Kadarn on the bottom level to the south. The light will guide the way. And we can also be brought back to the central chamber, which sounds convenient. Now, we need to get some mirrors and such from the dispenser here. There's 7 mirrors and 1 crystal. I'm going to get drunk for this. 7 mirrors and 1 crystal. I will take everything. And a stack. That's convenient. Very good. So from here, we need to start over in this corner. This is where we start getting the verticality and colors and all that involved. It's a bit of a mess. Follow the magenta beam to right here. We will reflect the light. It's already reflected. We're at 1. There's 2. Mirrors. Just enough mirrors to rotate the last one here and open the seal. These memories keep popping up and surprising us. Just hilarious. So let's get the next bit of information here. Compared to many of the mortal races, the elves had a reasonable lifespan, but it just wasn't long enough. As Saren spent more time with them, she watched them wither and die. Each death was a blade through her heart, especially that first mystic and her closest companion. It didn't seem fair. The elves deserved more, and Saren could give it to them. Next, we need to find the Seal of the Cruis on the middle level to the northwest. And we can get teleported back to the start. Very convenient. This time on the crystal dispenser, we need to pull the lever and get everything back out. That'll give us all the mirrors and crystals, which we can take. Now we have 10 mirrors, a cyan crystal, a red crystal, a green crystal, a fractured crystal. These fractured ones split into multiple directions. It's a lot. This is where the fun really begins. We're going all over the place. And we're going to use the stamina potions as needed. Not gonna go super crazy with it, but be good to have. Starting from this same spot again, as we did last time, but instead of heading north we're heading the other way. The various blocked paths and different levels, the fact that the light beam can travel across the gaps, it's all becoming more and more important here. Send this final light beam down this way, where they combine in this pillar for the seal here. Saren found a way to share some of her essence with the elves, a piece of her being for each one of them. Their lives would extend to thousands of years, enough time that Saren felt they deserved. This gift was given through song, the song of creation, or create a new life for them, or so they thought. Next, the seal of MacLeod, on the bottom level to the west. And again, return to the central chamber, where we grab all the stuff. Again, pull the lever. And then we take 16 mirrors and 4 crystals. As you can tell, it is continuing to get more and more complicated here. This time, we're starting at the same location again, but instead of just following one path from the start, we are immediately going to go all the different directions. Two stamina doses on that one. Had to get 2 different colors twisting through here to get to this seal. With all of Saren's knowledge, she should have known not to meddle. The gift of life extension for the elves soon turned to be a curse. Meddling with their lifespans took a terrible price. The elves were bound to Saren. If they went too far away, it would cause them severe pain and even death. So now, Saren needed to fix her mistakes. But of course, only made things worse. Next seal is the seal of the MacLeod, on the top level to the west. Some more strange sounds from the central chamber, so we will pop over there. There's also the option of teleporting to other seals, which is interesting. To pull the lever, get all our stuff back, reset everything, and then take 18 mirrors, 5 crystals. It's a lot. Once again, starting from the same general area. These starting beams of light, without any of the mirrors or crystals in the way, gives us a good place to start. So instead of going all the way to here, we continue a little further north. And from here, we get to put the beams to all the different locations, all the floors, looping all around. Fun times. It really wouldn't be a light puzzle without an agility shortcut that you can fail, would it? Very fun. Not really. But we managed. Only fell one time that actually had to redo it. We made it across one time out of 3 attempts, so oh well. Next memory. Another being came to the world of the elves. A god like Saren, but not by design. Spoke of a perfect world filled with power, and Saren decided to travel there with the elves. This power that the other being spoke of might have been able to save the elves. The curse made it impossible for Saren to go alone, so the elves had to come with. That didn't mean leaving their home behind, but it was necessary. Because if they stayed around, they would have just died. They had to go with Saren, as they were bound. Next up is the Seal of Heaven, on the top level to the southwest. The light will guide the way, and all that. So, once again, back to the central chamber. Search the dispenser. Pull the lever. Everything out. Take everything. Really do have to appreciate the fact that the mirrors stack. That would be devastating to the inventory space otherwise. Once again, we are following the magenta all the way over to the north. Once again, we got multiple levels all over the place, and the locations of the stairs are also pretty inconvenient some of the times. Some of the staircases only go down between 2 of the floors. Some of them go to all of them. All the pits everywhere. It's just a whole thing out here. But we are getting through it best we can. one thing that we can appreciate is that at least there's not a whole bunch of enemies constantly attacking us here. I will absolutely take it. There's the next seal. Saren and the Elves made their way to the New World and made a great city of crystal spires, as beautiful as the world they came from. But beneath that beauty, there was still the whole curse that they were dealing with. The power of the world was very great, and also a higher power that Saren had not encountered for a long time. She was sure this world held the key to breaking the curse, just needed to find it. Next, the Seal of Trahearn, top level to the east. Once again, back to the middle, where we get even more mirrors and crystals and everything you could hope for. Pull the lever, reset everything, and then take all 22 mirrors and a new blue crystal. Very fancy. This time, instead of following the magenta to start, we're heading over along the white light path. Still going to be just all over the place, but this is where we start. More failed agility obstacles. At least we're not constantly failing. I assume 84 agility is doing at least some work here. But here we go. Another seal. Unlocked. It took millennia, but Saren finally made a breakthrough. Beneath the mountains, near their new home of Prifness, she found a source of deathly energy. She could use this power to save them. Saren's essence of life and light would be countered by this darkness to nullify the curse. This was very foolish. The curse started with meddling, and more meddling was never going to help. That is the end of that seal. Next is the Seal of Ireworth. It's on the middle level to the northeast. So we return to the central chamber, grab everything from everywhere in the entire puzzle, take 26 mirrors and 7 crystals, and get started on the final and most complicated of all of the light puzzles here. To start this final one, we are following the yellow light up to here. this one really brings everything together in this final, apparently floating platform. Direct this light down. They all combine. Shoot the final white light into the final seal. Just need to head down to the middle level here and go see what there is to see from the final seal. Saren is a being of pure light, but there was a little bit of darkness inside her. So she poured this darkness into the new creation, combining it with the deathly energy. When it was done, she looked upon her creation, a fragment of Saren, but made of darkness rather than light. She thought the essence would counteract her own, ending the curse on the elves with its mere existence. But that is not what happened. The curse was tied to Saren, not to her. Saren failed, and she knew it. And then the dark aspect turned on her and tried to destroy her. So she had to stop it, sealing it away in the very place that it was created. And this is the end of the knowledge. So this dark fragment of Saren was created to try to fix her past mistakes, and that is what is in the Temple of Light. And that is what Lord Iorwerth is trying to summon. We should return to Leia and let everyone know what we've discovered. I think the fastest way would be to hop worlds, because if you teleport or leave or anything in here, it just kicks you out back to Leia. Super convenient, that. And here we are. Beautiful. So now we have the information. And now we need to decide what we're going to do with it. Time to tell everybody about what we learned. We discovered a great deal in the library. So let's get everyone together. We have returned from the Grand Library, and we have news. The first seal was in fact broken, so we can assume that was Lord Iorwerth. And it hid a memory of Saren herself. It was only part of the larger picture, though. We had to break the other 8 seals for the full story. It was all very interesting, involving a curse on the elves that Saren was trying to break. They were bound to Saren, and if they went too far away, they would die. Who was responsible for this curse? Saren herself. Wasn't intentional or anything. I swear. HCUIM still really does not trust us in the slightest. Could you just pipe down? I'm trying to finish. She didn't mean for the curse to happen. She was just trying to help. She used her essence to extend elven lifespans. Everything just went wrong. And this relates to Lord Iorwerth's claims of the dark bit sealed in the Temple of Light. That's also something Saren did about the curse. Created a fragment of herself filled with darkness. It didn't work, so she sealed it in the temple. Everybody's very, very upset about all this. HCUIM wants it all to be a lie. But it's the truth. Arian is gobsmacked. And he can't do this right now. He has no idea what to do at this point. Everyone's looking to him for leadership, and he has nothing. He can't. He just can't right now. HCUIM advises him that he should just lock me up. I'm a traitor and a liar. And then makes a interesting point that if the elves were really tied to Saren, that would have dropped dead when she shattered. Well, not too sure about that. Baxorian has a theory here. HCUIM is still just not happy at all. Baxorian agrees that he has failed everyone and everything. But he's trying to change that if he can. Make things right. We have no reason to lie. And what we say does make sense. No one else here, well, maybe some of them have met Saren, but most of us haven't met Saren. They only knew her through stories. But Baxorian did know her, and knew she was filled with pain. And this is the reason. The whole curse and everything. And as for why everyone didn't drop dead, it's because Saren is still with us. In the form of the crystals. Everyone's carrying around the crystals. The towns have crystals. Her last attempt to break the curse, after everything else had failed. Also, Saren built a second set of defenses in the Temple of Light for the fragment, but there is an orb that can bypass them. Hit it in a place called Gorla. Baxorian knows of that place, an old shrine north of Prifddinas. But does Lord Iworth know about the orb? Yes. Then he probably already has it. We should send somebody to check. And HCUIM agrees to go. He's going to get some proof for his own self. Aaron Wade is not having a good day. His entire life has been fighting Lord Iworth, thinking he was a servant of Zamorak. Everything he's ever based any of his decisions on is a lie. He doesn't even know why he's the leader. Doesn't change the fact that Lord Iworth has done unspeakable things. But everyone needs time to think. He's going to appoint Baxorian the leader for a little bit. He's not happy about that either, but he'll do his best. And he wants to be alone. We all need time to process all this new information. And everyone else left, leaving us and Baxorian to decide what we're going to do next. Hopefully Arian Wynn will be okay. It has been a lot to deal with right now. Baxorian will have to suffice. He swore he would never lead again after his previous mess-ups, but here we are. Everyone doesn't really know him. But he'll do what he can to continue our goal here. To stop Lord Iworth, no matter what he claims to be doing. He'd see everyone here dead to free this fragment, so he still has to be stopped. HCUIM is off to find the orb, so while that is happening, we can continue searching for the clan leaders. He's figured out some more clues for Lord Cruis and Lady Heffen, so we should try to find them. Lord Cruis said that the trees of my home will call to me. Crewis clan, the clan of woodcutters and farmers, very close to nature. And Lady Heaven said, I will walk across the water to the south. Heaven clan was the religious leaders and was very much into vigorous training exercises. So let's go and find those two. Walk across the water to the south. We're going to cross with stepping stones instead. Since the water, whether it was water here before, is now a horrible poison mess. So walking in there would be ill-advised. Let's make a whole bunch of big jumps here. Don't think we can fail this, which is nice. Would not want to fall into this place. Just make a few hops and jumps over here. And we can get to a little camp here. A terrible spot to camp, for sure. We can talk to the elf hermit here. It's been a long time since there's been any company on this little island. But this is a dead end. There's nothing of interest here. I wouldn't be so sure about that, though. Followed a clue left behind by Lady Heaven, and I speak on behalf of Backstorian himself. I see. Then, good news. She is the one that we seek. Your Lady Heaven? Indeed. She's lived in solitude on this island, but now that solitude comes to an end. We'll meet back in Leia, the village north of here. Time to resume her role among the elves. She departs. And now, we need an axe. To find Lord Crewis, we can follow the trees. Probably could have brought a better axe. The tree falls to the northwest, and that is telling us we need to head northwest. Chopping down all the regular trees leads us further and further into the forest here. And then slightly back down this way, where we must pass the stick trap of doom. Fantastic. Even made it across the tripwire earlier. So we're doing a great job here. 84 agility does the work. Got a bird nest from that. The bird nest had an easy clue scroll. Not right now. Not right now. Wild. Northwest. West. This tree right here. Northwest. West. There he is. Ah, stop! Oh, you're not a tree. No, of course not. He's an elf. But with magic, took the form of a tree. To hide and stay safe. Safe from Lord Iworth? You know of him? Of course. You must be Lord Crewis. Backstorian sent me. I see. Head to Leia. He's to here. He's time to uproot. He'll head there at once. Very good. I really don't need all these logs, so get rid of those. And we'll pop back over to Leia. Every time I come here, I'm being incredibly paranoid. Keeping my teleport crystal as charged as possible for the future problems. Eluned is doing lots of good work today. Well, that is 2 more guys tracked down. Good job, me. He never thought he would see all these elders again. But with all their help, we might actually have a chance here. And Isgwin has returned. So we'll gather everyone together and see what he found out. What have you discovered? Also, Aaron is not here. He's heading out into the forest for some alone time. Hope he's okay. Anyways, what have you found out? The shrine at Gorla is empty. The orb was removed quite a while ago. He believes our story now. So that's good. So that means Lord Iorwerth most likely has the orb. But Isgwin did one step better and has found where the orb is. It is in a cave north of Iorwerth camp. It's under close guard. He scouted the Iorwerth camp. Very bold decision. A little bit selfish too. But we got the information, so we might as well make use of it. Very strange that Lord Iorwerth just leaving the orb there. But Lord Iorwerth has also figured out that we've entered the library. So that makes sense why he wouldn't want to keep the orb nearby there. More scouting. Concerning. But we'll ignore it for now. So we know where the orb is. What's the plan? We still need to stop Lord Iorwerth. This fragment of Saren is still part of Saren. So we really need to think about if Lord Iorwerth is really... if his plan is really that bad, besides all the things he's done. Maybe we can reason with him. Baxtorian already tried that long ago. It just won't work. Still the enemy. But Lord Baxtorian still does not want to wish for the death of any elf, no matter what they've done. Moral high ground and all that. We'll need to deal with this fragment at some point. But for now, let's keep trying to stop Lord Iorwerth. Even if he has the orb, he still need to break through the defenses of the Temple of Light. And he can't do that, since he's lost Ardoin. Except there is another way in, from the underground pass. And, surprise, surprise, Ysgawin hates dwarves too. You hate everything. If there is this extra entrance, eventually he will find it. So we need to make sure the tunnel is secure. So the elders are going to go meet with the dwarves in the underground pass, see what they can do. In the meantime, let's go get the orb. Sending the human, of course. Head to the cave, get the orb of light, and be prepared. Let's go. We are wildly not prepared in our current full graceful. So I'm going to get some combat equipment coming on and head over there. I'm sure the Iorwerth guys are not going to appreciate us showing up. So let us get prepared for the fight we're about to do and head on in. We are the same level as everyone else here, so that's nice. There from melee. Get in the cave here. Yep, let's go. And we got a ranger and a warrior. Let me get the warrior stuck behind the ranger. Beautiful. They brought 2 attack styles, but they did not bring strategy. A halberd might have been a good idea here. Stop me from just standing right over here. Yeah, that's their problem, not mine. There we go. Easy as that. Then we can search the chest. And we're laughing. Could have picked up a blessing. I'm going to do that for later fights. But for just 2 guys, easy enough. Well, let's bury their bones. Open this chest. And we find an orb. Presumably, this is the Orb of Light. So, there you go. Back to let you. And then back to let you 2 more times. To make sure we keep our crystal at 3 charges. If we had a whole bunch of these in the bank, I wouldn't worry about it as much. That's not a luxury we have. So, here we are. Alright. Back to Backstory. I have recovered the orb. Without this, Lord Iworth has no hope of freeing the fragment of Saren. Beautiful. Backstory will look after it until we decide what we're doing. What now? We've got the orb. We're securing the Temple of Light. So the fragment of Saren should not be a concern anymore. But Lord Iworth is still out there. And he does have a larger army. We still have no way to easily deal with him. Could be something we could do. He's not sure, though. Maybe we call the others? Perhaps. But first, a favor. The group here is kind of fractured. Everyone has been hit hard by all the new information about Saren. And they have different ideas of how we should respond. Some seem to be taking matters into their own hands. Like HCUIM. We're concerned about his loyalty. We don't think he'd join Lord Iworth, do we? Eh. Something isn't right. By some means. And we will go investigate. He left the village, again, without even telling anyone where he was going. So we should go and track him down. Elena saw him leaving, so maybe she can help. Alright, perfect. She should still be over here, near the pond. So we can work with that. She really does seem to see a bunch of people leaving. I guess they just don't consider her existence, I guess. What a mess. This has all been very crazy out here. The little fight in Ardoyne seems like such a small matter compared to all this armies and gods and such. But she's too stubborn to leave. So, here we go. So you saw HCUIM leaving? We were trying to find him. She doesn't know where he went, but he only left recently, so maybe we can pick up his trail. Starting near the hidden entrance to the village. Good of an idea as any. So let us go find where he has gone. Starting outside. There is wolves right here, which is a slight concern, but we'll be fine. We've got food and all that. So, inspect this rock. Shows us some tracks. To inspect. Some more rocks over here. Don't just go running over the tripwire quite yet. So we stepped over the tripwire. I assume that the elves are pretty much immune to these tripwires. And we're actually not doing a bad job, so I'm going to say that we're doing fantastic. Got this anti-poison for nothing. Although, it is worth having it. It's definitely a good idea. Keep inspecting rocks. Keep looking around. Nothing here. Here's some more tracks. Keep on inspecting. Inspecting. Nothing out of place. How about some mushrooms? There we go. Tracking an elf. A fairly difficult thing to accomplish, all things considered. But we have decent skill in all this. And here, another tripwire. See if we can continue our streak of success. And here is HCUIM and Eiston. Well. What do we have here? Meeting with an Ireworth elf. Doesn't look too good. What are you doing here? I tracked you down, traitor. What? I'm the one whose loyalties change all the time. That's totally fair. He is not going to be joining with Lord Ireworth. He destroyed its entire life. It sure is what it looks like, though. We're a fool, clearly. He doesn't agree much with the other rebels, but he does agree that Lord Ireworth must be stopped. Well, then who is this? Well, now that you've ruined everything. Introductions are in order. This is Eiston Edern, head researcher for Lord Ireworth, and an informant. He's been providing useful information on the Ireworth clan, and he's the reason why we managed to claim that Orb of Light. Why all the secrecy, then? That was Eiston's request. The other rebels might not trust him, could have imprisoned or even killed him. Seems safer to have things secret. And also, if there's any informants among the rebels, he'd be safe. Yeah, that does make sense. So, what have you been discussing here? We got some new news, and it's not good. There has been a betrayal. Lord Ireworth knows of Letya now. How? There's a traitor. It wasn't the human, and he doesn't know who, but they told Lord Ireworth how to find the village. Told him earlier today, and Esselt is preparing their forces as we speak. The traitor was one of the rebels. They've also told Lord Ireworth about the tunnel to the Temple of Light. And he just needs to reclaim the orb, which is also in Letya. Days of Informant are done. You have to come with us. We need to move. We return to Letya. And we arrive just in time for everything to be on fire. Yeah, not great. Hi, Elena. Welcome back to us. You okay? She's fine. But we need to get these citizens to safety. Where's Baxtorian? Where's the orb? She doesn't know. We'll go with Elena, find the citizen, help the citizens. Yiswin will find Baxtorian. Let's go. No time to waste. Marith needs help finding her children. So we will do that while Elena and Eiston help the others. Chaos. one thing at a time here. Or everything all at once here. They're hiding. Someone please save them. What do you mean? The children are hiding in somewhere. Okay. There's explosions happening. Everything's on fire. Oh boy. What a mess. So let us try to find these children. Nothing in this sack. Nothing in this sack. Anybody under a table? Nope. We head upstairs. Gonna search the cooking range. Nope. Inside the cooking pots. Nope. Here's someone. Iona. They are scared, which is reasonable since your entire wooden city is on fire. But you need to get down to your mother. She's waiting for you. Keep searching. Keep searching. Unfortunately, we can't get over to the altar, which is inconvenient. My farming patch, it's on fire. Now they've crossed the line. Alright. My goodness. There's limited locations we can run, since everything is on fire. Ah! Where else can we go? South into the building. Must be something else we can search. Under the bench? Nope. Under the other part of the bench? Also not. Maybe some other stuff. In this building? No. Table sacks, benches, cooking pots, etc. At the end of the painting. We've already searched all these. Nothing to be found. Nothing to be found. Any additional sacks downstairs, perhaps? Ah, there's this table. There we go. And here's Ewan. Your mom's outside. Gotta get out of here. Okay. Perfect. Or not perfect at all, actually. Here comes Lord Ivrin, Morvran, right, Esselt. Elena is going to help Marith and the other citizens to safety, and we will deal with all this. Well, well, well. The great King Baxtorian. He wasn't sure if he believed the rumors that he was still alive, but here you are. Sorry to disappoint you. He's been a disappointment for a lot of time. But that's not the matter right now. Hand over the orb. You will not be leaving here with the orb. One way or another, he will. But let's make this very clear. Explain the situation. The forces are dealing with the last of the rebels, rounding up the citizens. There's no way to fight and nowhere to run. You could all just be killed right now, after all the trouble that we've caused. It wouldn't be unreasonable. But he is merciful. He won't kill the rest of you unless he has to. There's a choice. Hand over the orb, or everyone dies. He also has someone else here. That might change some minds. Arianwin. What have you done? When he was told the truth, he joined sides. The Iworth are not the enemy. They're not. All of what they've done, every sacrifice, has been made to free Saren. You've lost nothing. You've only sacrificed those around you. You have a nerve to lecture me. How many people died under Baxtorian's watch? How many fell trying to free your wife? How about all your new followers here? Do they know what you've done? The monster you truly are? Of course not. A liar and a coward. As always. Lord Iworth, on the other hand, will admit to what he's done. But he's not going to throw lives away. He's done terrible things. None of them have been a mistake. All the sacrifices for Saren. When he discovered the truth, the clan was still ruled by his mother. He knew what they needed to do. But his mother was blindly loyal to Baxtorian. But he could not just abandon Saren, so he did what had to be done. Killed his mother without hesitation. My goodness. Arianwin, you really sure about this? Well, it's the only way. We can work together. And Hisugin will die before working with them. And honestly, that can be arranged. Probably should not be saying that. Baxtorian can't do it though. Morvain? They're bringing in somebody. Eowyn. It's very simple. Give the orb, or this kid dies. Lord Iworth absolutely will do this. He is not bluffing. Count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go. Don't hurt anyone else. Wise choice. Maybe your first ever. Hisugin tries to fire and is immediately killed. And now Lord Iworth has the orb. And we are heading after them. But we're stopped by Arianwin. Wasn't meant to go like this. No one was meant to get hurt. But why? His entire life, fighting against the Zamorakian scum of Lord Iworth. But all of these revelations really has been messing him up. It's really not Saren, though. It's a dark fragment locked away by Saren herself. But what do we know? What's true anymore? So that's why you turned on us to find out the truth. He's dreamed of Saren, what it would be like to meet her. There's even a chance he has to find out. Saren guided the Elves for thousands of years. We'll be able to restore Prifddinas, finally have peace. You want peace? Look around. Look what has happened. Does this look like peace to you? It doesn't have to be this way. Get out of my way. I'll stop Lord Iworth, reclaim the orb. Once he's dealt with, we'll find out the truth our way. But he can't do that. And so, he's made his choice. No one needs to die here, but I can't let him get away. And he can't let us go after him. And so be it. We'll set up our quick prayers. Ow. Let's turn off auto retaliate for a second here. Dodge the explodey arrows. Get our stats up with our potions. Dodge exploding arrows. Prayer pot. Quick prayers. So basically we just need to dodge the orange arrows. And we're pretty much good to go. Looks like we might even have full protection from the green shots, which is pretty convenient. Prayer potion. Purple attack turns off your prayers. That's become quite a mechanic recently. For varying definitions of recently. But Erwin has 212 combat, 300 HP. But we're kind of laughing, honestly. He's got his very fancy crystal bow. Where can we get a crystal bow that explodes? I'm all in for that. Yes, please. Dodge. We could probably dodge around more. And that would let us continue attacking. Ah! A final shot knocks us off our feet. And he's gone. We got a cutscene where we've buried HCUIM. He was no one's friend. Everything he cared about was lost long ago. But he didn't give up, fought to the end, for a cause he believed in, for all our sakes. He's gone, so is the traitor, and the orb. And Lord Ironworth will be moving on the temple as we speak. But we can't give up. Make no mistake. This is a fight we most likely will not win. But we have to try anyways. We must. We just must. We'll throw our lives away if we want to. Even if Maxtorian has done the same before. He's not being honest about what happened. After he was defeated by Lord Ironworth and Prifness was lost, he went to return to his kingdom to the east, but the kingdom had fallen. So many people were dead. The ones he was supposed to be protecting. And Glariel was taken. They searched everywhere, but couldn't find her. The enemy always eluded them. We tracked her captors to some caves to the south. It was obviously a trap, but he was clouded by his desire to free her. Sent the soldiers in. They fought the best they could, but they were massacred. After that, he couldn't carry on. Alone and powerless, he sealed himself away, hoping that one day Glariel would come back. So, everyone that was left of his soldiers, his entire kingdom, dead. Well, almost all of them. He would do anything to free Glariel. And then, even more people died while he was hidden away. Truly, he is a coward. HCUIM is heading to the underground pass. He will fight to the bitter end, even if their king won't. And here we are in the smoldering ruins of Laya. What a mess. The only person Baxtorian ever loved was Glariel. Even if he was supposed to be protecting everyone. His mistakes led to their destruction. Complete failure. This isn't over, though. Lord Ironworth beats us once, so we give up. No chance. You can just rot here, wallowing in self-pity. But there is one more option left. We fight. Until Lord Ironworth gets into the Temple of Light, we still have a chance to stop this. We'll all die. Better to die than have regret. You know that better than anyone. You are very worthless. Come on, man. I'm very awful at pep talks. It wasn't a pep talk. Come on. Do it for Glariel. She would want you to save everyone. We've got work to do. The only thing that matters now is the Temple of Light and the Dwarven Tunnel from the Underground Pass. We need to stop it then and there. The dwarves will seal the tunnel, and we'll defend them while they do so. We've got the clan elders, and they can help a lot. But we're still missing two. Well, let's find them then. There is a bit of a problem, though. We should be able to find Lady Mylir, but Lady Ithel died during the war. And she has some relatives still alive. Kellyan Ithel, the closest living relative. But we don't just need a Lady Ithel, we need the Lady Ithel. She died of illness. She had it for years. And she was ill when she gave you the clue, right? Maybe there's some information to be gleaned here. Let's get these clues and see what we can do. It's worth a shot. And while I figure out what we need to do, you and everyone else head over to the Underground Pass. Also see if you can contact General Hinning and the new King of Ardoin. Maybe they can help. Need to move quickly, though. Lord Iorwerth will be coming in hot. Lady Ithel's clue. I'll put my soul into my greatest work. Clan Ithel were builders and architects, and Lady Ithel was the finest architect of all the elves. She built this village as her final and finest contribution. And Lady Mylir. Follow the scrolls to find me. Clan Mylir, clan of scientists and explorers. We'll need to do some exploring ourselves. Also, here's a clue scroll. Exploration clue scroll. Yes, please. Let's do Lady Ithel's clue first. She put her soul into her greatest work, which was Letya here. And her soul is in the symbols. A symbol of Clan Ithel. Our mind fills with knowledge as the symbol vanishes, but the knowledge is incomplete. So we need to find 5 symbols all around Letya here. Here's another one. They are very noticeable with their pulsating, glowing light. So if we just look around here, we can find them. That's a notice board. That's not it. This is the 3rd symbol here, near the general store. 4th symbol. Should be able to find over in the archery shop. They're still selling, even though their store is still slightly on fire. I'm sure it's fine. Then the last one over near the bank. Also, looks like our palm tree has survived being completely engulfed in flame, which is nice. Touch the final symbol here, and we gain the final piece of knowledge needed to make a statue in the middle of Letya with 8 limestone bricks. Oh no, look, what do we have? It's 8 limestone bricks. Amazing. Build that statue. Also, running around with an inventory of limestone, pretty taxing, turns out. And Lady Helen Ethel really appreciates the statue. And it's a magical statue full of memory. So now she has all the knowledge of the previous Lady Ethel. She knows everything that she knew. Wow. The statue. Amazing. You were the closest living relative of Lady Ethel. And now you have her knowledge. I guess that makes you the new Lady Ethel. I suppose it does. I guess you'll be wanting help with defending the underground pass then? She was going to head over there anyways. And with this new knowledge, she'll be an even bigger help. She'll head there right away. Time is of the essence. And then there was one. While we are desperately rushing to defend the final location, we're going to do a clue scroll for Lady MacLeod. Starting with a coordinate clue. Off we go. Here's the first location, over by the yew trees. Get a new clue scroll here. And this is Zolandra. We can get there most easily with the nearby fairy ring. And the fairy ring in our house, which is also nice. Was considering destroying the lunar staff earlier, just for inventory space. Turns out, didn't need it. This is fine. Let's get over to where we need to be. The building, the dock, the fishing spots, the dead trees. Right where we need to be. For the next clue. Where to dig is dead roasting upshifts. This is an anagram for Prifdinus South Gates. Dig here for another clue. And we need to spin outside the western entry to the underground pass with nothing equipped. Also, we can't enter the city. It's on lockdown until the rebel elves are dealt with. I won't cause any trouble. Just let me in. No one enters until the criminals are gone. Fine. He is very uninformed, clearly. Goodbye. Also, goodbye, Dr. Jekyll. Get out of here. I'm going to the underground pass. Probably going to need to make some room here. Nothing on. Perfect. Just enough space. And we'll do a bit of a spin. And there is Lady MacLeod. At last, Backstorian calls to me. Can't say I expected him to send a human, but these are unexpected times. The final fight against Lord Iworth is nearly here, and she will join us in our darkest hour. The battle is in the underground pass, but head to Letya first. Backstorian will meet you there. And we will also meet them there in Letya. And we can put all our stuff again. Something like that. Here we are. Most of the others have already departed for the underground pass. And everyone else will be leaving soon. And I'll meet you there. They'll be at the dwarf camp. The final battle against Lord Iworth and his entire army versus what remains of the rebels and all the clan leaders and me. Next time. Goodbye.